Hello and welcome to Simple Shop Creations. My name is Kurt. In this video, using SketchUp for the web, we'll be building these two end tables. Part 1, we'll be building this table, and then part 2, we'll be building this table. So there's two parts to this video, as both of them are very lengthy. Before we start, I just want to mention that I'm on a Windows PC, and all my shortcut keys will be based on the Windows keyboard. And as I go along through the design process of these tables, I will try to remember to let you know what shortcut key I'm using on the keyboard so you can use the same. In addition, we're going to be using a technique to align the tabletop to the table bottom. As you see, when I go through building this, I build the tabletop separate from the table bottom. We're also going to be using the component library. When we create a component, we're going to be going to the component library and dragging them back in. Also, we're going to be using the fill tool as we create shading on the tapers of these legs, and also to create this simulated tile that we see on top here. Also, we're going to go use the hide feature, and I'll show you how to use the hide feature. One other thing before we get on to the part 1 of this video, I do have a video illustrating how I build that particular table highlighted using pallet wood, and that will be in the description below, and also on the end card at the end of the video. So with that, let's continue with part 1 of this video. All right, so let's start with making the legs for the table first, and that's going to consist of a rectangle. So we can select the R tool. We're going to make it 2 inches by 12 3/4. And if you look at the bottom right, you can see that the first dimension will be the width. So we're going to type in 2, and then we're going to type in 19 inches for the length of the leg. Hit the space bar. Let's scroll a little bit here so we can get a better view of it. Select the H key on your keyboard, and then drag the leg into view. Space bar, hit the P key for push pull, click on it, pull it up, and we're going to make it 2 inches thick. Space bar, boom, we're partially done with the leg. Next, we are going to cut a taper, and you can think of this green axis line as your table saw blade. So the taper is going to start 3 inches down and then come in 3/4 inch from the left. So let's first select our tape guide, hit the T, position yourself anywhere on the edge, go down, type in 3, enter, escape key, come in 3/4 inch, 0.75, hit enter, space bar, and now let's draw a line from this point to that point. We're going to select the line tool, we'll select an L for line. We're going to snap on the intersection, as you can see, and just draw a line and snap there. Space bar, and let's rotate the object. Hit H to bring in a little better view. Next, we want to remove this, so we're going to select P for push pull. Highlight the top, pull it down, click, space bar, and then we are done with that taper. Next, we're going to flip it 90 degrees because we're going to put one more taper 90 degrees over. So let's get rid of these guidelines. We're going to hit the glasses, and you can see right here, delete guidelines. Hit the right arrow key up there, and we remove that call-out menu. So now let's go ahead and triple click. We're not going to make it a component yet. We will make it a component in a few minutes. We're going to Q to rotate, and we'll probably want to rotate it on the green axis. So let's just go ahead and select the green axis by hitting the left arrow key. Click once, drag it over, click again, and bring it down. As you can see, it will rotate down. We're going to type in 90 because we want to rotate it 90 degrees. Hit the space bar. Now if we want to, we can bring this back up to the origin. We're going to hit M. I'm going to grab it here, and I'm just going to snap it to the origin, and then we're good. Next now is I'm going to draw a 3-inch line down here because we're going to have to create a box. So let's go ahead and hit the line tool. Select here, scroll down, make sure it stays on the blue. You can do that by hitting the arrow key, up arrow key, snap it, space bar, and we're good. Next, now we're going to draw a guideline. Again, 3/4 inch from the left. So let's hit the tape tool by selecting T. Anywhere on this line, bring it over to the right, type in 0.75, enter, space bar. And let's zoom in a little bit here. All right, next we're going to draw a line from here to here. So we're going to select L, get on there. Yep, we're on the intersection. Click once, click again, space bar, and now we have the taper. We can click on this line and delete. Now let's select the push-pull tool, and we see here we can't push it that way. Space bar, push-pull tool on the top. We can't bring it down, but we can bring it up. Escape key, space bar. Instead, we're going to individually delete these sections. So we're just going to go ahead and highlight that, hit delete, and you can see it knocked away a good portion of it. Next, let's say we delete this. See, it takes away the whole bottom. We don't want to do that. Hit Control Z to bring back what you just did, undo what you just did, or you can select up here. So what we need to do is draw a line from here down to here and then over to here, and that's going to create a box, and it will create a box and you'll see it turn to white. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to zoom in a little bit more. I'm going to hit L. I'm going to go to this intersection. I'm going to go down. Just make sure you stay on the blue. Click again, and bring it all the way to here. And now you can see you created a box. Now we can go ahead and delete, highlight, delete, highlight, delete, highlight, delete, highlight, delete, and highlight, delete. Now, next what I want to do is I want to shade these two tapers so we know it is a taper. So we're going to go ahead and select the B, and then you see a bunch of colors pop up. I'm going to select this gray. Then I'm going to click here on the top, and then I'm going to rotate a little bit, and I'm going to click here on the side, hit the space bar, and now we have our tapers highlighted. Next, we're just going to close this call out, and now we want to flip this up at 90. So we're going to triple click, rotate around, Q for rotate, and we want to be on the red. Click here, bring up, hit 90, boom, at 90. Now I'm going to make this into a component. So we already got it highlighted. We're going to hit G, and we're going to call it leg. And hit OK. All right, so now we have it highlighted, and we have it as a component. Now I want to rotate this again, I think 180 degrees. So let's go ahead, Q. I'm going to grab this. I want it on the blue. Oh, I got stuck. Space bar, hit Q. I want it on the blue, so I'm going to just go ahead and select the up arrow key, click here. Hopefully we can get it. There we go. Rotate, and then rotate one more time, and it'll snap. So you could have typed in 180 and that would have worked, but we see that it snapped to the red axis anyway. So let's hit the space bar, and we didn't click it, so let's try this again. Hit Q, up arrow key, select, turn it. I'm going to type in 180 this time. It did what I wanted. Press click once, and now we got it. Now I'm just going to go ahead and rotate this, and I'm going to snap it back to the origin point. Click this edge, and boom, snap, space bar. And now we have our leg in a good position to continue on with the drawing. Next, we're going to create an apron here. So the apron will be 12 3/4 long by 3 inches wide and 1 inch thick. So let's go ahead and draw that. I don't care what axis it's on. I'm just going to go ahead and draw it because we always can flip it. So here we see that the first dimension is going to be the width. If you look at the bottom right, so we're going to hit 3, comma, and then 12.75, enter. Select the P key, click. Oh, you can see it moved. So let's hit the Control Z, and let's do it one more time. And now type in 1. That's good so far. Next, we're going to triple click, and we're going to flip this now. We're going to rotate it. I'm still not going to make it a component because we got to do a couple things to it. So let's hit Q, and let's grab, we're going to put it on the green. So left arrow key, click, rotate up, type in 90, good. And then let's go ahead and just move this a little way out of the way so we can deal with it. It's free space to relieve the cut. Next here is, I want to do a 1/4 inch groove. Now remember, the leg is upside down, so the 1/4 inch groove is going to be on this side here. So when we attach it, it's towards the bottom of the leg. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and triple click. No, we're not going to do that. we're going to go ahead and select the tape tool because we're going to do a 1/4 inch guideline going down, 0.25, enter, space, rotate it a little more. Now we're going to create a rectangle here. I'm going to go on this. It looks like it's going to be the green. We're just going to go over a little bit, hit that left arrow key to get us in the green. We're going to type in 1/8, comma, 1/8, comma, space bar, zoom in. So that's where it should be. Now we want to cut this groove out. So we're going to hit the P tool, hit P for push pull. Don't click. We're going to click here. See it highlights. Click once and then drag it all the way to the end. Click again, gone. Click on the delete and delete this guide rule. Next, we want to create pocket holes because we're going to screw this in with pocket holes. So let's make some pocket hole components. So we're going to hit the R key and we're going to make ourselves a rectangle. And we'll make the pocket hole a 1/4 inch wide by 2 inches. So you can see the first dimension is going to be the width. So we're going to put in 1/4, comma, or 2.5, and then we're going to put in 2, enter. We have our pocket hole. Next is we want to fill that in black. We're going to hit B to get the fill tool. I'm going to select black and click this. Now it sees black, space bar, and click that arrow on the top right. Next, we're going to triple click this, but we're going to rotate this first before we make it into the component. Hit Q, and I think we want it on the green, so let me hit the escape key again, and then hit the left arrow key, Q, Q, and let's go ahead and rotate this down 90 degrees, make sure it's 90, hit the space bar, good, and now we have it in the perfect orientation. Double click, triple click it, make sure it's a component, type in G to get the component screen, and let's type in pocket hole. And we hit enter. Now I'm going to move this, and we want to create 2 in the center, so we're going to just evenly distribute it. We're going to distribute 4 evenly, and then we're going to delete 2 of them out. So let's hit M, hit the M, click the corner, snap it to this corner, click again, start to bring up, control key to copy, bring it all the way to the top. Well, we're going to hit the escape key, and let's try it again. So we're going to hit M for move. We're going to click the top, and then we're going to move it. Hit the control key, and then snap. Click once, enter, slash. So we need to create 3 more, including the one we moved. Enter 3, boom. We now have 2 in the center. Hit the space bar, click, delete, click, delete. Now we want to copy these and bring it over to the other side. So we're going to click once, and we're going to depress the control key, click again, select M, grab a spot, drag it, hit the control key to copy, and click again, space bar, free space, and there, now we have an apron. Next, we're going to make this into a component. So let's go ahead and triple click. Notice it does not select the pocket hole, so let's depress the control key and hold it down, click, and click, and click, and click again. Select the G key and type in Apron-1. We're going to make 2 other different types of aprons. The cool thing about SketchUp, you can make different designs and see how they all look. And we hit OK, and now we have that apron done. Now we have a complete component. Next is to swing this around and attach it to this leg. So we're going to go ahead and hit T because we want to measure in 3/8 of an inch. And then type in 3/8, enter, space bar, good. Let's make sure it's on the face. We're going to hit the over 2, yep, it's on the face. Next is we're going to rotate this. So we're going to select this, hit the Q, and this time here we want to be on the blue, so I'm going to hit the up arrow key, click once, click again, and then it will rotate. We're going to do 90, boom, hit the M key, and let's go ahead, and I'm going to select the bottom. I'm going to drag it over, zoom in, drag it over, and I think that snapped. Hit the space bar and hit H to pan. All right, let's go in, pan, and then it looks, yep, that's good. And we're just going to hit the space bar, free space, and that looked like it did perfect. Highlight the guideline and be done. Now there we got one portion of our leg. So let's go ahead and make a copy of this. We're not going to make it a component. We're just going to go ahead and make a copy of this. Select the whole thing. Select M. drag it, click a portion, drag it, select the control key, and let's just drag it a little bit here. I ran off my screen, so let's move this over here more. Let's do it again. M, drag it, control key, bring it over a little more, snap it, looks good, space bar. Now keep it highlighted, as now we want to rotate it this way, 90 degrees. And again, we're going to be on the blue, so let's go ahead and hit Q. Make sure we're on the blue, up arrow key, click over here, rotate, type in 90, band, space bar. Let's hit the M key, but let's first not hit the M key. Let's see what would happen here. It looked like, okay, so that's in a little bit. So let's go ahead and hit the M key, click it once, and let's see if it snaps. Space bar, nope. M, click it once, let's click again. Let's zoom in here. So I'm thinking this is on the red and that's on the red, that's good. So let's just get in here a little more zoomy. And now let's hit the M. And I think the best bet here is the space. Let's click this and click this. And then let's move this. Hit M. Click on here and let's drag it. And I think that snapped. Let's take a look. It looks like it snapped. So that is good there. Now we have two sides. We have one full side and partial of another side. So let's go ahead and create. Let's first bring out another leg. So we're not going to draw another leg. We're going to go ahead and go into this menu here and hit the components. You see it highlights components. Hopefully that's off the screen, but it will say components. So we're going to grab our leg here, click it once, drag it in, and that's already perfectly in the orientation that we want. Click again, space bar, and let's see where it is. All right, so we need to create a guideline here. So I'm going to go ahead, unclick, click free space, hit T. I'm going to go along here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go 3/8, hit enter, space. Now, there's two ways we can do this. We can highlight this whole 3 section, but I'm going to go ahead and highlight this and the guideline. So we're going to go click once, hold the control key, click on the guideline, zoom in a little bit, hit M. I'm going to try to grab this corner here, and we're just going to bring it over temporarily for now, and then we'll zoom in and see what happened. As we can see, it did not work. M again, bring it out, space bar, M again, bring it out, click once, and then we're going to grab here again and grab it, and then let's just snap it to here. Did a snap, looks good. And let's see what we have here. And we can rotate. Yeah, it looks like it's even. Select this, delete, and zoom out again by rotating your screen, your mouse wheel. And now we have. So let's now build another apron. And this one here will just be a plain apron. So let's go ahead and select the R tool. And again, we don't really care what plane's on, but if you want to put it on the plane, it should be on the red plane, and you see it did it. I hit the right mouse key, right arrow key, and I put it on the red plane. This again is going to be, 3 by 12 3/4. You can see down at the bottom, right? The first dimension is the length, so we're going to do 12.75, 3, enter. Now select the P, click it once, pull it to you, type in 1, good. And let's triple click this and move it away from there for a minute. And we'll bring it close to us, space bar, and let's zoom in a little bit. Let's go ahead and put our pocket holes here. So we're going to, again, click the pocket hole, right? Hit space. I'm going to do a move again, and now I'm going to put it here on the bottom. We see it clicked. I clicked once. Now I'm going to click the top, drag it up, hit the control key, and snap it there. Click once, enter, /3, boom, space bar, click, delete, depress the control key, click, M key, grab one of them, slide it, control key, slide all the way to the end, bam, boom, and now we have our pocket holes here. Now we're going to make this into a component. triple click, depress your control key, click 4 times for each individual pocket hole, select the G, and let's type in Apron-2, enter. Now, since we have it, let's highlight it. Let's go ahead and rotate this 90 degrees. So again, Q key, we want it on the blue. So again, up arrow key, bring it over here, and let's move it a little bit. Type in 90, select M, bring it here to somewhere over here, and we'll see this. We can see that we're way off. Free space to unhide, to unselect, bring the hand in, and with the H key, and now we're going to do a guide here. We're going to have to move this a little bit, and let's anywhere on that line you see on edge, type in 3, enter, and that did not work. Control Z and Control Z. Nope. Let's undo, space bar, undo. Now what we have here, let's try it again. We're going to do the take tool, grab here, move it over, 3, enter. Oh, I know what's happening. Control Z, we're not on this face here. So let's go ahead again and hit T key. We're on edge. I want to keep it on the green. All right, and then 3/8, boom, and that should be on the edge. Yep, there we go. Next, we're gonna select this, hit the M key to move, and we're gonna click that corner, and let's see if we can snap it into place. And yes, that looks good. Delete and zoom out, orbit around. Let's go ahead and create another apron. Again, let's hit R, draw it. Again, we're going to hit the right mouse arrow key, the right arrow key brings us on the red plane where we want to be. And let's type again in the perfect dimensions. As we can see now in this case here, the length is going to be 12.75 is the first dimension. That's 123. We don't want that. 0.75, comma, 3, enter, space bar, P, click for push pull, drag it, 1, space bar. Let's triple click this and hit M, and let's just move it out of the way here so we can go up. Hit the blue key, brings it up a little bit, and then that key brings it down. So we're good. We'll leave it right there on the green. We want to, let's bring in our pocket holes again, select it over here from the components menu, drag it in. Now if we want to, we can drag it right there. So look, looks good. Click. All right, zoom in a little bit. Next, let's click the top here. Go up. Control key, hit that. Click. Return. /3. Boom. Space bar. And now we got 4 evenly displayed. We're going to hit, we're going to highlight pocket hole, highlight pocket hole. Delete, delete. Then we're going to hold down the control key and click M. Grab one of these, drag across, control key, snap, boom, space bar. And let's turn to free space to get that stuff highlighted. And let's go ahead and H the pan, and now we have it here. So next we're going to draw 2 1/8-inch slots that you see here, which is normally perfect size for your kerf of your table saw blade. A lot of people do run 1/8-inch kerfs, so that's perfect. So next we're going to hit T tape tool because we want to do mouse on here. Go down 0.25, enter, escape key, and the same thing here. Midpoint's fine. 0.25, enter, space. Free space. Now we have. So now we're going to create 2 1/8-inch squares again. R for rectangle tool. And we want it on the green, it looks like. So let's hit the left arrow key. And then we can see it here. So we're going to type in 1/8, comma, 1/8, enter. We have it. Now let's draw another one. Again, we're going to draw this up here. It's on the green. 1/8, comma, 1/8, comma, space bar. And now if we want to, we can delete these guidelines, select the eyeglasses, delete, select P for push pull, highlight the small little one, drag it all the way to the end, click, do the same thing to the other one, make sure it highlights, drag it all the way to the end, click, and now we have 2 grooves. Space bar, triple click, rotate, control key, click, 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 G, apron, -3, enter, space, and now let's bring in, let's not bring in, actually we should bring in a leg. So I'm going to move, hit the M key, and I want to bring this, I want to snap this. I'm going to snap this below here. Let me just boom. And we're going to snap that below there. So we're going to bring in our leg again. So we're going to do that, space bar. Again, if this window is not shown, you scroll down here, you're not going to see the call out, but this one here is the components, and there we have it. Let's find our leg, which should be right there. Take it, move it, and we'll just snap it here to the green, and space bar to snap it. So we need to rotate this, I'm going to say at least 90 degrees. So again, Q, we want to do this on the blue, up arrow key, select, rotate, 90, boom. Yes, that's proper. And let's see what we have here. Okay, so this rotates a little more. H to pan over. And let's create a guideline here. So T, snap it. Now we want to be on the green, so hopefully we show the green. See the show the green there? Want you to hit the left arrow key, and then I'll force you on the green. 3/8, enter, space bar, highlight, control key, highlight, hit the M. We want to grab this intersection, and we're going to snap it to there. Space bar, and it looks okay. Click free space to remove your highlights and selection, delete, and now we have it here. Next is we need to space bar. We're going to highlight this and let's flip this. And I don't think we're going to flip it on the blue. Nope. Let's flip it on the, we're going to have to flip it back here again. Let's flip it on the green. Nope. Let's flip it on the red. Aha. That took long enough. All right, so now we have it here. Again, just draw a guideline here. I'm going to rotate this here a little bit. And this time here, we want to be on the red axis. So we're going to hit the right arrow key. Bring us on the right axis, 3/8. Boom. And that looks, it's on there. So now let's go ahead and just try to just snap it here from the top. And there we go. Sorry, I had to pause there. As you can see, we snapped it in place. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. And now we are done with the table bottom. Let's go ahead and select this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make a component. I'm going to make it a component upside down. We'll leave it like this, and you'll see why I want to make it a component that is upside down. So we're going to go ahead and hit G, and we're going to call it table support. And now we have it. Now I'm going to hit the M key, and then I'm going to go ahead and just move it along the green axis, click, space, and now let's go ahead and draw the table top. So that's going to be strips. So let's go ahead and draw a rectangle. We're going to hit our R key, come over here, and we can see that the second measurement is the length. So we're going to do a 1/16" measurement here. Hit the space bar. Now the actual top is going to be 18 inches, but we're going to do a 16-inch square made out of 1-inch strips, and then we'll put a 1-inch border all the way around to give us a total of 8 inches. So we'll zoom in a little bit, and then we'll click, hit P, click again, pull up, type in 1, enter, and now we have ourselves a 1-inch square by 16-inch length slat. I am going to make this component, so we're going to triple click, hit G, and type in slat, S-L-A-T-E, hit OK. So now we're going to move it, and we're going to copy and move at the same time. Let's hit M, Control key, 15, enter, slash, and how many we want to do? 15, enter, space, and now we should have 16 by 16. We can confirm that by hitting the tape tool, T, select this endpoint, and we're at 16, hit escape, And obviously we should be 16 this way, and we are. Now we have our inner table, and now I'm going to select this whole thing. I'm going to make this component. I'm going to call it table inner and hit OK. Let's move this out of the way. So now we have our inner table. Next we're going to create our edge border, and we're going to do miters. So this is going to be 18 inches. Each new strip is going to be 18 inches. So now we have to create a rectangle. Doesn't matter where we do it. We got it. So we can see the first dimension is going to be the width. So that's going to be 1, 18, enter. Select the P, highlight, pull up, type in 1, space, bar. And now we have our edge border. But first, we need to make these a miter cut. So basically, we're just going to make a square here with the tape measure. Hit T, anywhere along here. We're going to go scroll down. Let's hit the space bar again. Zoom in. Anywhere along the edge, bring it down, type in 1, and there we have a square, basically. So basically, we want to make a 45-degree cut this way. So we're going to hit the line key, snap, snap, space bar. Let's rotate here. Rotate a little more. Hit P, select this, and bring this all the way down. Oh boy. Let's hit H so I can orientate this right. There we go. Now, oh boy. Let's try this again. There we go. P, bring it down, click, it's gone. Let's take this highlight, delete it, go to this side here, bring it down. Let's do the same thing. Anywhere along here, bring it 1, enter, space. Again, our miter is going to be this way. Select L for the line tool. Snap it to the intersection. Snap it to the endpoint. Space bar. Rotate. P. Click. Bring down. Click. Space bar. Highlight. Delete. Triple click. Make it a component. We're going to call it edge. If we can spell it right. M. Snap here in this corner here, selecting this corner, and let's snap it there. Space bar, free space, and it looks okay. Now let's position this a little better. Now I'm going to go ahead and space bar, hit this. I'm going to click, select M, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab this corner. Drag it that way. Hit the control key. And we want to keep it on the red, so right arrow key, and let it snap there. So boom, snapped. We don't care. Space. Now we want to flip this. So I believe we're going to flip it along the, let's try the red. Yes. M, let's just bring this out a little bit. Click once, roll over here. Let's expand a little, zoom in, and then click it here. And we should be snapped. Good. So there we have the two ends. Now we just got to fill these two in. And now we're going to go to our components. And here's our edge. Bring it over. Space bar. Remove this. Now we got to rotate this. So we're going to rotate it on the blue. So hit Q. I'm going to start over here. Now I'm going to start over here. Up arrow key to force it on the blue. Take it here. Move it, and then we're going to type in 90. Became, that's wrong. Control Z. Let's try it again. 90. Space bar. Zoom in. Let's just as good. Select M for move. Let's snap this corner. And it snaps. Space bar. And unhighlight. And now we can see it. Let's get this into a good spot. Space bar, highlight, M. Let's just grab this, move it. Control. Now we want to be on the green, so we hit the left arrow key. Let's just let it snap here, space bar. And now right mouse clicking. Let's flip along the green. Nope. Let's flip along the red again. And there we have it. Zoom in, position yourself, M, grab this, snap it, space, and now we have our tabletop. Highlight it, G, and we'll call it table top -1, hit enter, free space. Now the next step here is we have to align this to the center of this. And we can move it here and eye it or take some measurements, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and click on this, and then we're going to position this into the center of these axes, and let me show you how it's done. We are going to first find the center. So we know the center is probably going to be this one here, right here, but we need to find the center here. So let's go ahead and grab the L tool, line tool. So we're at the midpoint. Let's just bring it to the midpoint. So there we go. So I would believe that our midpoint here for this would be, yeah, okay, so we know it's that one. So let's hit the space bar. Select this. Do not select the line. So we know the midpoint's here. Hit M, and we can tell that by these little red crosses here that we're at the midpoint. And now we need to click this. Click once, move it just a little bit, and now let's do open bracket, which is the left bracket, 0, 0, 0 for each of the axes. Close the bracket, which is the right, and now we see it. It goes to the origin. Now we will unhighlight this, click this, and hit delete. Now let's zoom out here. If you look at this closely, and zoom in, you can see that it's below the axis, which is perfect. That's where we want it. So next, we're going to zoom out, hit H. We're going to zoom in here and hit the space bar. Orientate this a little bit better. We're going to select this. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go L, find the midpoint right there, and stay on the green. Oh, right there. All right, hit escape. We're going to do the same thing here. And I'm going to stop right there, hit the space bar. Now I'm going to select M and go to that center point, move it. I'm going to type their numbers, but one's going to be different to get it to rest on top. So we do open bracket, 0, 0, close the bracket, and that's going to put it on top of the table. Hit enter, space bar, and then select this, delete, H, move it down here so we can get there, zoom out, H, and now we can see that we are in the center of this. Now next is we're going to create some blocks here to glue this on here. So we're just going to create a new rectangle. So we're going to go ahead and select R, create a rectangle, and the rectangle is going to be 3, 0.75 space P for push pull, select 0.75 up. So there we go. We have our little glue blocks we're going to put here, here. So you can glue this to the side and glue that there, and it should hold the table in place. Triple click, and we're going to call it G, and we're just going to call it connect block, and hit OK. Now, you could do pocket holes here, but I'm just going to go ahead and do a glue. We're just going to go ahead and glue like I do in the video. So now what we got to do is we got to move this, select M, and attempt to put it here. So let's just put it there, select away, and hit H. And we're going to rotate here, H. Space bar, select, M. Let's just see if we can snap it somewhere there. And we can see that it's not there. So let's go ahead and do this. And I believe that should be snapped down. It says on edge. Okay, cool. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and highlight this, and I'm going to hide it. Because now we know we just have to bring this over a little bit. So I'm just going to click this, M, drag it, Control, let's just bring it to here. One more, select, and that should be okay. Now we need to unhide it. So notice when you click somewhere, you can't unhide it. So we have to go into our components menu here, select the eyeglasses, and see this thing here says hidden objects. Click it, right mouse click, and now we can unhide. Uncheck this and go here. So let's take a look and see how well we did. And we did pretty bad. So let's go ahead and zoom in, H, and then we're just going to go space bar, select, M, nudge it right about there on that red axis, space bar, and that looks okay. So now we're going to go ahead and create a copy, and we're going to move it over here. So let's click once, hold the control key, click again, M, bring it, control key, we want to bring it up here. Let's just do it there. And we see we're up a little high. Spin it around. M. Let's just snap it down. Right there, space bar. Free space, and let's zip it around. And yes, that looks like it is there. So now, you can put these here, you can do 4, you can do 2 more on this side here. It's up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1 here and then 1 on the other side here. So let's go ahead and click, 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 and click. G table -1. And there we have it. So now we can double click, we click once, and now let's flip it along the blue. And now we have our table. Let's reorientate this better. Hit M and bring this over here. All right, so now we have our table, our first table, way over there. So let's go ahead and create the second table, top, and we'll show you how that is done. So first step is we're going to make believe we're using a piece of tile, and then we're going to wrap that tile around with an edging. So let's go ahead and see how that's done. Thanks for viewing part 1 of this video. In part 2, we will build this table using SketchUp for the web again. Now, as I stated in the introduction, I do have a build video of building this particular table out of pallet wood. And again, the link for that build is in the description below. So let's go over to part 2. I'll see you right over there.